Hello everyone, it's Tess here again. Sorry for the scroungy hair. I'm just not in the mood to do my hair today, so I'm not going to. I'm just staying home, doesn't matter. But today's post is a review about Emjoy, which is the company, and epilators. If you guys don't know what an epilator is, sorry, my camera's doing weird things. If you don't know what an epilator is, I'll show you mine. It kind of looks like a little tiny eraser, I guess, except for there are all these little things are metal, and basically when these things turn, they clamp together, and then when they turn, they rip the hair out. Now everybody at home is probably going, ah! I've used it on my legs. I use it on my arms a lot, just because I have extremely dark arm hair. I don't know why. It seems to be like my curse in life. I've always hated it, and about 6 or so years ago, I used to bleach it. I don't shave it because that's a no-no. I'd never had it waxed before just because it's expensive and I didn't want to keep it up. But a friend of mine had an epilator and she let me borrow it, and I was instantly in love. Now I will say that you have the chance of getting ingrown hairs and things like that. I'll show you my arms. They're hairless. That's all I can say. There's no hair anymore. Obviously it's not permanent, and the disclaimer on this is that it hurts really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like waxing, but a lot slower, because it's not just one big rip. You've got to like do it in lots of little sections. This sounds like a terrible thing, but sometimes for you 21 and older adults, maybe having a beer or a drink or something before you do this kind of helps you get relaxed and, like, you know, man up to that it's gonna hurt. I have not used it in any bikini areas. I just think that's not worth it. Ow. Don't go there. I would not use this on any facial hair. The chance of you getting a rash is pretty darn high. Just because this is a little abrasive, so I would stick to arms, legs, maybe if you're going to do somebody's back hair, any other body hair that I don't even want to think about. You know, some people freak out about their toe hair. I freak out about toe hair. But anyway, it's not cordless. Mine has a cord. I'm not going to turn it on. Well, no, I'm not going to turn it on just because it makes a horrible noise and I don't want to scare everyone. It's just got a cord and the little thing. It's got a couple different settings, you know, the 1 and 2 for tiny hair, coarse hair, and something's tickling me. Ooh. Oh, won't go away. No, I do not snort crack. And it came with this little bag. I got mine on eBay. Mine was, I think it was a display model or something, or, I don't know what, but I got mine for a screaming deal. I'll try to find some links on eBay. There's a whole bunch of different models. There's ones that have, like, cooling gel, and ones you can put in the freezer, I think, and there's just, the sky's the limit. This is a mini, an Octa Mini by Emjoy. And then there's bigger ones. I don't know why you'd really need a bigger one, other than the teeth on this, I call them teeth, are kind of, it's a small space, you know, here's my finger, so it's like half my finger. The bigger ones, I think, have bigger teeth areas, so if you're going to do your leg and it's going to take forever, you know, wider space, less pain. But anyway, I really like mine. It's not something you have to do very often because the hair grows slow, but it's a really nice option rather than going to have it waxed, if you tweeze, shaving, bleaching, whatever. They're not quite as popular as I think they would be, but I really like mine. It was a good investment, and make sure you enjoy a margarita or something before you start doing this. Or if maybe you have a high threshold for pain. I'm pretty good, but even once in a while I'm kind of, ow, ooh, you know, from a room, and one of my roommates is like, what are you doing in there? You're going, never mind. So, anyway, that's, I'm sure, TMI for everybody out there, but, like I said, I'll put a link up, and hopefully somebody will pick one up, and it will make their life so much easier. So I'll talk to you guys later. Much love. Bye.